A dark forest. 1. As she wandered through the darkness alone, I watched, trying to hold back my excitement. Soon she would be mine. A look of undeniable fear was painted in permanent colour on her face, and she looked somewhat dismal as she staggered toward me, looking for sanctuary from whatever it was she was trying to escape. From one nightmare to another, yet the first has nothing on me. She stopped just short of the trees and, looking around, in her distress she did not notice the trees getting closer to her. Closing in, yet I do not have the power to surround her, so I have to lure her in. It is now I must be careful, for I do not want to lose this one. Such a rare treat for one such as myself. As she looked back around my way, I could see the terror growing on her face. Then she answered my prayers and sought refuge in the darkness of the forest. One step was all I needed to close her in, and now there is no escape as she stumbles on blindly, deeper and deeper into my hell, and I make my move. I had the trees whisper to her from all directions, some telling her to come and some to go. Confusion is my most loved possession next to the human soul. As she stopped and looked around in her newly found insanity, I had the vines from the forest floor wrap around her ankles and hold them tight. Her screams echoed infinitely through the trees and made me feel alive again. My newfound love. She tried to run, but the vines gave her no chance, and before she knew it, she was lying face down on the pine needles, and the vines were wrapping around her entire body, pulling her deep into the ground, into an undug grave where her body would lay empty, and her soon-to-be departed soul would be added to my collection. I am the midnight air. I am the moon and stars. I am your bloodied hands. I am unhealing scars. I knew the game was not yet over, although to finish it I would have to raise the dead. My new love, my pretty lady, my bait. I could see the fool standing in almost the exact spot as my lady was, as much as only 5 minutes ago. He was looking down the way he'd come and seemed to be looking for the lovely lady that was now part of my collection. When I looked into his thoughts, he was thinking he had lost her. He was right. I knew it was time to let the games begin. I walked my newly departed lady friend near to the edge of the forest and sat her down close to where the fool was standing, then had her cry the muffled tears of fear. Instantly I had his attention. She's in the forest! Thought he had her, but it was really him being had. I'm gonna have me some fun now. Oh, if only he knew how much fun he was about to have. It was then that he stepped into my hell. I felt his evil mixed with my own and felt weak for a short moment. It was something I'd never experienced before, and for the first time ever I felt fear. I loved it. No, I hated it. That is what mere mortals feel when I play my games with them. Confusion, my most loved possession. Yet until now I never knew how it felt, but I did know I didn't like it. As I looked into his mind, I could see that he felt no fear, only the excitement of the games he was playing. I now noticed that my own excitement was growing, getting almost uncontrollable. She picked up the blades. I will make him feel fear. Oh yes, I will. Nothing tastes sweeter. free, ripping through the trees, more of a wind than a breeze, unknown things to happen to me, the ruler of the killing trees, to a sudden stop. What a beauty. More inhuman than any human I have had the pleasure of destroying and devouring. This one can see me, I sense. How can I kill something so perfect? He's picking my thoughts and working on my mind. He's discovering me. This will be fun. Here I am, lover boy! She slashed hard and fast with the blades, and although he was quick, he wasn't quick enough. He put the fingers of his left hand onto the cut on his right forearm, then looked at the blood on his hand. Oh, come on, sweetheart. Give us a break, eh? I just wanted to talk was all. He hadn't even noticed the vines making their way quickly up his ankles, but he sure noticed when they got a grip. What the fuck? Ah, yes. There it goes, the fear. Bring it all out now. But a smile I was not expecting. He looked at the vines tied around his ankles and they fell dead, crumbling to the earth as he shook his feet. Oh, where have I wandered? I must ask. Into the forest of the dead and dark? You'll have to do better, a bit better than that, if you want my body to be food for the rats. He tasted the blood on his fingers and then laughed a queer, curious sort of laugh. What's going on here, huh? I've seen some freaky shit in my time, but I ain't seen nothing like this. It was fair, but not like anything I've encountered before. He was not even paying any attention to the dead lady standing in front of him. Instead, he was talking to the trees and looking around him as if he thought someone or something was hiding in amongst them. You want a piece of me? Come on, bitch. I've got plenty. He was looking at her now, into her vacant, staring eyes, never blinking, hardly even moving, and as red as the blood that was running down her cheek from her right eye. It seems to me that you ain't the same lady I was chasing before, am I right? What happened to you, lady? He sounded genuine in his questioning. I had to remind myself that despite how this man feels, he is only a human, and he has feelings and emotions like all other humans. I died and then came back to kill you! I said this in my own voice, but from her mouth. Deep and rumbling, dark and emotionless. I could see his blood run cold as the red tears trickled from both eyes now down her soft, delicate face. Let's dance, you fuck! Swinging with both blades in a loose, half-mad fashion, I had him on the run. The trees were droning his name through the forest and I was feasting on his fear. That's when he slipped and cracked his head open on a rock. I was starting to feel disappointed with this outcome and had hoped for a little more from one so dark and powerful. I tried to pry my way into his unconscious mind, usually so easy to do, but he blocks my every move. His spirit smiles. Then his body smiles and he starts to stand. She comes at him with the blades once again and he just raises his hand. You are free now! As I lose control of the shell, it drops the blades to the ground. The blood is flowing down both cheeks now and I start to feel something for her. I don't have a clue what it is, but I know it doesn't feel good. Then her soul just slipped away. I could not catch it, could not hold it again as I once had. I watched them all, like Christmas lights just floating to heaven. The whole time he stood there, right hand held outstretched, flowing the power and light, and here was I, powerless to stop him. I can't let this happen. He's taking everything from me. I searched his head for the evil I once saw so easily, but find nothing but purity and goodness. Shit. The fuck is it you think you're doing? You think you, a human being, can destroy me, the ruler of the killing trees? I try to wrap the vines around his ankle, but they die as soon as they touch him. Alas, all is not yet lost. I still have a few tricks up my sleeve. He doesn't see the eyes watching him from the forest. Eyes that are as my own. Teeth that are as my own. Flesh and blood that is my own. Dodging, ducking, jumping, I launch my assault. Baring teeth and bearing down. I jump at him just as he sees me, and I grab a good hold on that damn outstretched arm, taking him hard and fast to the ground, then ripping at his arm and body. He didn't even really try to put on the fire. Instead, he reached into his pocket, pulled out his Zippo lighter, sparked it up and dropped it into the dead, dry vines and branches and set my world afire. Burned to a crisp. My collection sent home. My end.